I am much better talking about the tarot than I am about my own books, but I probably should introduce them because we have a new book to the family. So I'm going to start with my first book. This is the one that I wrote shortly after lockdown, and it was a really cathartic experience for me. Basically, I looked at my tarot teaching notes, the notes that I would send a student when they were learning tarot with me, and I realized I had a lot of notes. And working with a creative coach, we had this idea of creating a dialogue, if you like. So I updated all of my teaching notes. You will find a very extended section on everything you ever wanted to ask about tarot, including dealing with difficult readings and bad news, scary and bad cards, repeating the same reading. How do I know if my readings are accurate? How often to read? I cover how to cleanse your decks, developing your psychic skills, all those odd bitty things that I think are often just kind of overlooked. A super long section on the court cards because I love them. And then what you'll start to find through the book, if I find one, here we go. When I've looked at a card, not every card, but quite a lot of them, the Queen of Wands here, I then have an italic section. This is me reflecting, because this book was written about 8 years after the original notes were written, on whether I've changed my opinion, whether I've changed my view, what this card might have meant to me personally, or if it's cropped up as a really important card in a professional reading. So I try and include some real life examples, either from myself or from other readings, so that you can put the card into context. So that is my first and my big book. My book on the runes is the polar opposite. It's a booklet rather than a book. I teach rune lore a lot, particularly to personal students, and they wanted something they could pick up and take away. And I didn't want to make it too wordy because I wanted it to be a gateway to the runes, an opening to the runes, rather than a definition of the runes. So it includes each of the 16 runes of the Younger Futhark. It includes how to say the rune, the appropriate deity, the rune poems, a little bit of background about either the rune or the deity, and then if you are doing rune readings, it also includes some keywords. And then my latest book, which I'm currently reading on my Kindle, because I love my Kindle, is How to Build a Successful Tarot Business. It's only just out. I'm super excited. If we just come through to there we go, the different sections. So basically the first section is the blend between being a tarot reader and a business owner. And it's a hard blend. If you're a tarot reader, you're probably going to be intuitive and caring and creative and emotional. But if you're a business owner, then algorithms, profit and money need to be monitored. And to me, that's quite a hard balance to get. So I explore that in the first section. The second section is all about business basics. Do you need a website? How to set your pricing? How to market? All those nitty-gritty business bits. Section 3 is how will you read for clients? I explore different things to consider about perhaps reading at parties, reading at an event, reading in your own home, hiring a room somewhere, reading by online, reading by email. I go through some of the basic options of how you can read tarot and what you need to consider before you commit to it, because most of us have a blend of those different styles. Section 4, the one thing everyone wants to know about, which is finding clients. I talk about cross-marketing, building relationships with local holistic workers, how to advertise if you're not comfortable sharing who you are or where you live, because some of us I am, but I can totally get for some people it needs to be all online and probably through a pseudonym. Section 5 is the reading itself. This includes my big bugbear in the tarot reading world, which is client safeguarding. How to know when to put the cards down and move into supporting a client to ring a suicidal hotline or a domestic abuse crisis line. It happens so much more than you realise. It talks about how to open a reading, how to close a reading, what to do if a client is really talkative, what to do if a client disagrees with you, what to do if a client only wants to hear this one answer, all of those nitty-gritty things. Section 6 is all the other questions. And I put lots of actual examples in this, like what to do if you're reading from your home and you've got one person booked in and 6 arrive. I have had people arrive with babies, dogs, all their friends and a bottle of wine and a bodyguard. Not all in one reading, I should point out. What to do if somebody just goes point blank, you're wrong. What to do if you are doing a reading for someone, this happened to me on Zoom, you realise they're in an abusive relationship and you begin to realise their partner is in the room and listening. All those little things. And then the last section is diversifying your business. It's wonderful reading the cards, but at some point, once you've built your successful business, you are most likely going to want to either move into teaching, to add another skill, so I talk about sort of what next. So that is available either as an ebook, as I have it here, or as a book from Amazon. So those are my current books that are available on Amazon. I am now writing the 4th. This is the project I'm super excited about. This is The Secret Diary of a Tarot Reader. I am lucky enough to have had full permission from some particular clients to share their story in my book. I will also be cutting and pasting certain readings so that full anonymity is covered, but you can get a feel for what it's like reading full-time as a tarot reader. Some of the stories I have to share are mind-blowingly fascinating. So I'm really excited with my latest book. I am writing it now, but if you haven't had a look at my books on Amazon, do go and have a look. And if you've bought or read one of my books, please leave a review. It makes a massive difference to the algorithms.